Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me, Umber Rays. How are all of you doing? It's been a little bit since I've done a video, but there wasn't terribly much to talk about recently. It's just kind of been a nice relaxing weekend for me, which is good because I have had an incredibly busy week. About one of the more recent videos and one of the videos to come before we get into talking about some JP news. First of all, when it comes to the last video, I was trying out a different mic setup with a new microphone, and I wasn't super happy with it, and I don't think anybody else was happy with it. So yeah, I've been trying to get some filters to basically remove some of the extra noises that can pop into here, hopefully making it sound a little bit better, but obviously the noise suppression kind of probably made it too quiet. So I'm hoping that in this video things will sound better than they have last time. And about the next video, the next video, which I will be talking about some global stuff, will also have some important news for the channel. So I do want to talk about that a little bit later. But for now, there's enough to talk about with the JP news. So recently we got the Soul Banner, and the Soul Banner was pretty underwhelming, I have to say. It didn't really have that, I mean, nothing about it was bad, but nothing about it seemed that great, and I'm totally still not bitter or anything about not getting Soul in the first place. It's totally fine. We've also had the World of Final Fantasy banner, and the big question was any of this bait? Well, today I'm pretty sure that I can say possibly. Depends what you consider bait. Anyway, this music should give you a hint about what we are going to see next. Because yes, it is that time of the month when we on the JP side get our raid event, and today I'm happy, or maybe unhappy, to announce that it is going to be a Final Fantasy V fighting, I believe, Atomos? Yeah, looks like Atomos. Anyway, we will be fighting the Atomos raid, so it is going to be Final Fantasy V themes. There's noise outside. Forget it. Let's just continue on. Anyway, it is the Final Fantasy V raid event, and let me tell you, this raid event looks like it'll have some okay stuff. Looking at some nice armor that seems to have some dark resistance on it, some spirit, some defense, some magic. All pretty good to get your hands on a robe. Also, we're looking at some accessories as well as just a materia that seems to give a boost to attack and magic. So not bad, not bad for, you know, a raid event. Seems like we'll be getting some decent enough stuff. And of course, there are no free raid units anymore. Now, continuing on, we are going to see not one, not two, but three. That's right, it is a triple rainbow banner with Krile, Galuf, and Exdeath. All three are getting 5-star iterations. There is no 4-star. There is no 3-star on this banner. This might be very telling about how the game is going to go in the future. So let's talk about Krile first. Now, Krile is Warrior of Light version of her, so she is a 5 to 7-star. You can see that she has a Moogle with her, so I kind of think she looks like Aiko, but it seems like her kit will put her probably somewhere between Kid Rydia and CG Sakura, because she is all about thunder. Her limit burst is single target thunder damage with self magic up. She has AoE thunder and imperiling. She has single target summon damage. She has AoE attack and magic up buffs with giving killers. She has a refresh buff, a W ability, and she has an AoE thunder damage that gets extra damage up on consecutive uses. Looking at her TMR, it is a magic plus 50% and auto refresh. So yeah, it's a pretty freaking nice little TMR. 50% magic's pretty damn good, and auto refresh on it is an extra nice bonus. Looking at her super TMR, it's a hat with MP plus 100, defense 32, magic 40, and magic 60. Defense 32, magic 60, I misread that. Spirit 32, and paralysis immunity. So this is a pretty nice little hat, super TMR wise. I mean, 60 magic is essentially the highest you can get in the game, but an extra 100 MP, you know, some defense, some spirit, and some immunity, status immunity. Pretty nice super TMR. And next up is Exdeath, or Black Magus Exdeath. Unfortunately, it's not Super Tree X-Death. Oh well. Anyway, he is all about magic damage. His limit burst is an AoE magic damage with Spirit Down and Self MP Restore. In his kit, he has AoE damage, he has single target damage, and give limit burst gauge up. He has dark damage with consecutive damage in up. W abilities, his 7-star, he has an AoE damage, Wind, Dark, and Earth, so those are probably his elements in peril, and allows quadricasting for 3 turns. And let me tell you something. I feel like Soul got power crept already. We haven't seen X-Death's kit, but it could end up being that X-Death is actually better than Soul, in which case, damn, was Soul bait. Oh my god, was Soul bait. Well played, Alum. Anyway, talking about his TMR, this TMR is pretty freaking awesome. Defense 6, Magic plus 52, Dark Resistance plus 30%, and Magic plus 10% as well. Very, very strong. I think this is just a absolutely awesome thing. If you never got Freya and you're looking for magic accessories, there you go. There it is. And there it is. And it's, if we're not talking Super TMRs. But if we are talking Super TMRs, his Super TMR is a Magic plus 60% with killers on it too. Yeah, Magic killers plus the 60% Magic. This might be one of the better Super TMRs for mages. Even though you should say that it is man, insect, and plant killer. So I think this Super TMR will really be great when we fight Neo X-Death. But the man killer cannot be understated that it is just a powerful TMR. This thing is very powerful. And continuing on, the last unit, Galoof. Yes, Galoof is getting a 5-star, and he is falling into the role of a tank. Now, let's talk about him. His limit burst is single target damage, 4-turn AoE mitigation, so he sounds very much like CG Seghart, so kind of interesting. His kit seems to be a mix of damaging, provoking, physical mitigation, AoE attack and defense buff up, consuming some limit burst, also passive covers, countering, should say passive counters plus counter triggering, giving him a W ability, which is kind of interesting. We haven't really seen a tank with a W ability. If he can cast his protective skills as well as his offensive skills in the same turn, ooh, that might be really interesting. Since a tank gets hit so much often, Galoof could be a really good physical tank. He also, in his 7-star, will get Fire Imperil and Fire Impugn, which is also really interesting because put this in a team if you have just a ton of Axstar Friends units, and you have CG Lightning Friend units, and you have Axstar, then Galoof could get hit, get his W ability, then potentially put a fire on, like guarantee a Fire Imbue on CG Lightning, meaning that she can chain easily with, Axstar. Don't know why I blanked on that one. But yes, color me interested. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually interested in Galoof. And for him being old, he looks ripped in this sprite. Like, seriously, he looks fucking ripped. Maybe it's just the armor. I don't know. Anyway, TMR is a sword, 130 attack, 30 defense, and 20% HP. Pretty good little sword for tanks. Nice amount of extra HP, nice amount of defense. Not a bad thing if you're looking for something to equip to your tanks. And let's talk about just one of the best Super TMRs to come in a while. HP and defense plus 40% and fire and light resistance of 50% on a Super TMR. Oh dear God, does this seem incredibly strong. This Super TMR for tanks is insane. Elemental resistance plus defense and HP of 40%. Pretty damn good. Now, looking at how you will get these units, let's talk about that. First of all, there will be a step-up banner. It is a 25k step-up, 2 guaranteed rainbows. Obviously, the split on the rainbow on the triple banner is a little rough. Means that you have kind of a hard time. You could go through this 3 times at 25k lapis and end up with one of each of them. And I understand if that makes you cringe, it makes me cringe too. Anyway, there's nothing that looks that great about the Step Up banner to just talk about it. The Trust Moogle on Step 1, whatever. The 10% and the 30% ticket on Step 2 and Step 4, meh. Not to mention that the only rainbow up rate is on Step 4 of a 1.5 times on a triple rainbow banner. This feels like a pretty easy pass. If you're not a Final Fantasy V fan, I really, 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 really think that you need to stay away from this banner. This triple rainbows just feels super, super bad, and no general rainbow rate up means that you're just not feeling like you're going to get that much value off of this. And I'm pretty sure that we will see a rainbow rate up at FanFesta. If not, these kind of banners are going to become really unpopular very quickly because triple rainbow is just such bad odds. It feels really terrible. The one thing that does look okay though is it looks like there will be individual summon banners for each of the characters. So if you don't want to go for the Step 25k step up, then you could potentially do this with tickets. The major problem here is that I'm not entirely convinced that I don't think the only rainbow you get on these is that one. But if I'm wrong, I am wrong. But still, this feels really, really rough. 3 rainbows is a lot, and getting all of them into 7-star feels like a lot too. And with no rainbow rate up, this just feels like a pretty easy pass. And it's not a Mog King, so you don't necessarily need these units. And you can UOC these units too. So yeah, I'm going to classify this as no. But that's not all. There will be a second event running from the 20th to the 30th. We're finally going to see the implementation of wave battles. Now, these wave battles will range from difficulty. If you're wondering how they work, basically you set up 3 parties of 5 characters each. Each party will have to fight a specific battle, and then when you get out of it, you get points and you can get rewards. Looks like we're getting some potential refills for something. I don't think they're item world refills, but I could be wrong. Lapis, Moogle containers, tickets, as well as limit burst pots, and limit burst pots are really good. What is kind of scary is in the shadows, it looks like there are some old trial and tough enemy bosses, so the top floors could be quite difficult. Lower floors should be very easy, higher up floors should be very difficult, but this event will last for 10 days. So get it on it, see what you can get out of it, and as for the difficulty, since it's the first time this is happening, we really don't know how difficult it will be. And starting on the 20th, it looks like we are finally going to get the friend upgrade system. Yes, the friend upgrade system is finally coming, and it looks like you will be able to set 5 individual friend units for your, just your allies. This is great. This is fantastic. This is something that the friend system has needed for a very long time. Being able to only set 1 friend unit just limits what you can offer. The friend unit, if you have 130 friends on your list, then it is almost impossible to find someone. So this is just great. This means that you can help a lot of people very quickly, or potentially just offer a lot of different kind of help. And it doesn't mean that you can only have to put up 1 unit anymore. So all of the people on my friend list, soon you will get to use either my CG Lightning or my Axstar or my Ellie or my Aerith or anything. I can just put up 5 different units to help a whole bunch of different people. Brilliant. There is a point to talk about this later, but we'll come back. And strikingly weird is that not at the end of the month, but right now we are getting another trial. It is Super Moose. Yes, Moose is back in his Kai version. He will be in the extreme category from now on in a new form, probably unbelievably, stupidly, unrealistically difficult, pain in the ass, all those adjectives that I could use to describe this. This is probably going to be horrible. So, yeah, be prepared for it. I'm not saying that this is going to go well or going to be easy, so you might want to be a tiny bit afraid of this moose, if Blood Moon is anything to go by. On the other hand, he could be out back in the Elemental Tetris category, so really at this point, I don't have that much information on him. I guess we'll just have to wait and see when the data comes out how bad he truly is. Anyway, so yes, it looks like we are going to be seeing a 5-hour maintenance. Now, the reason I say it looks to be is because this is probably going to, well, this is a really big update to the game, adding not only the raid event, the new characters, but the new type of event, as well as the friend system. And I assume, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that this should be the update that brings the Super Trust Mastery upgrade. And that is a big deal. Having the Super Trust Mastery is something that I have been waiting for a long time. So it's super nice that, well, God willing, it will be in there, unless it got pushed back. Anyway, so all of this stuff will be coming on the 20th in a 5-hour maintenance. And here's something to be very afraid of, is that this is a big update, so there will probably be extended maintenance. Last time we fiddled with the friend system, it went kind of badly. And I'm talking about 1 year ago when they added the weapon raid, and the upgraded weapons just fucked up the servers as well as the friend system and broke it for a month. This is a brand new system. It is being implemented for the first time, and so therefore be ready for any problems that could occur from it. On the other hand, maybe we'll get a ton of compensation, you know, UOCs, 25k Lapis. I'm dreaming really big. Anyway, so that's all for this video. I will see you all in the next video when we talk about Beryl. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. See you next time.